Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my movie series Nails in a Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Last week I covered Scream 2, well of course we're going to continue on with the Scream franchise, and I'm going to talk about Scream 3 today. We have returning cast members, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Liev Schreiber. Before I get started, I do want to say thank you for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button down below and give me a subscribe. I upload every Friday. I've been very consistent since I started this channel. This is actually my 20th video for Nails in a Coffin. I've got a lot planned ahead for the rest of this year, and I'm having fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. So please let me know in the comments down below if you have any other movies you'd like me to cover. Now that we said all that, we've got some nailing to do, so let's get to Scream 3's Nails in a Coffin. Our first kill in Scream 3 happens at 8 minutes in, and it is Christine, Cotton Weary's girlfriend. Cotton was leaving the studio where they film his talk show, 100% Cotton. He gets a call from Ghostface, who starts to threaten Cotton, saying he's outside Christine's bathroom door right now, and he's going to harm her unless Cotton tells him where Sidney Prescott lives. Cotton doesn't do this. Ghostface hangs up, and Cotton is in a panic on his way home to go try and save his girlfriend. Christine was getting out of the shower. She's getting dressed. She's distracted because somebody turns the radio on in one of the rooms. She goes to investigate it. She's then attacked by Ghostface, and he chases her into this other room where she shuts the door and locks it. Ghostface is using his magical voice changer that he has, which can perfectly mimic somebody else's voice. So Christine thinks she hears her boyfriend, Cotton, who's saying, hey, I was just messing around, I was just teasing you. Now open the effing door, and he starts slamming against the door. Right after this happens, Cotton actually makes it home a few minutes later. He's inside the house, and he sees the door with all these slash marks on it. So he thinks Christine is in there, so he breaks it down. As soon as he does, Christine jumps out at him with the golf club, because right now she thinks that it is Cotton who attacked her because of that BS voice changer. Cotton is trying to calm her down. Then, as he's doing this, Ghostface appears behind Christine. Cotton goes to say something to her, but she smacks him in the head with the golf club, knocking him over. And the second as she does this, Ghostface comes up from behind her, stabs her in the back, and kills her. She didn't really have a lot of time to react. I can't say she did anything stupid. When she was attacked by Ghostface, she did run. She did try and lock herself in a room. She grabbed a golf club to try and defend herself. I didn't see her really do any really bad mistakes where I'm going to lose some points for her. So, Christine, since you were fooled by that voice changer that Ghostface has, I'm going to give you very respectful 3 nails in a coffin for the first kill in Scream 3. This leads right into our next kill in Scream 3, and unfortunately it is Cotton Weary. He was knocked in the head by the golf club and he sees his girlfriend being killed by Ghostface. So he goes to attack them. They have a struggle back and forth. He pushes into a bookcase. Ghostface pushes the bookcase back up at him. Was able to knock Cotton down. He gets on top of Cotton and stabs him in the chest, killing him. Which was kind of sad because I really like Cotton Weary. He had some redemption at the end of Scream 2. You know, he did try and fight even though he was slashed in the arm, knocked out, knocked over. He may have done better if his girlfriend didn't smack him in the head with the golf club, but that's not his fault because the girlfriend thought that it was him, Cotton, dressed as Ghostface, threatening her. So, unfortunately, because of this crazy movie that is Scream 3, you were overpowered, whatnot, by the killer, which I just hate in this movie. But, Cotton, for your death, I'm giving you also 3 nails in a coffin for the second kill of Scream 3. So, Cotton and his girlfriend, Christine, each earned 3 nails in a coffin for Scream 3. Our next death happens at 28 minutes in, and it is Sarah, played by Jenny McCarthy, famous anti-vaxxer. Anyway, she's in the studio where they're filming the next Stab movie, and she gets a phone call from Ghostface. As soon as she realizes who's on the phone and that she's in danger, she tries to run away. You know, she goes out of the room and she looks at the exit, but it looks like Ghostface is there. So instead of trying to find another exit, she locks herself in a prop room. So apparently this studio only has one exit to the entire building. Does not make sense. Anyways, So she locks herself in this room, and she's trying, instead of calling the cops, it seems like she's trying to call the studio because she gets this automated response line. I don't know if she's trying to call the director or whatnot. I really didn't pay any attention because it's Jenny McCarthy. So she didn't call the cops. She's calling the studio directly for some reason. She didn't try and run out of the building after one exit was blocked. I'm sure there was other exits in there. So Ghostface gets her, and she starts trying to defend herself with all these fake movie props, rubber knives and machetes and whatnot. He overpowers her, punches her in the face. She flies through this door with the glass window on it, and he kills her, stabbing her in the back. Now, if there were vaccines that prevented against stab wounds, and she took it, maybe she would have survived, but we all know her stance on vaccines. Sarah, you really didn't make any smart decisions here. You should have tried to find another exit, but someone's chasing you, you're in danger, and you locked yourself in a room cornering yourself. And you're trying to defend yourself with plastic props. So I didn't see anything smart that she did whatsoever. So Janie McCarthy, you're easily, deservedly so, also going to get one nail in the coffin for making all those silly decisions. So Jenny McCarthy, Sarah, one nail in the coffin. Our next kill is Stephen Stone, played by Patrick Warburton, better known as Putty from Seinfeld. This happens at 43 minutes in. He's in Dewey's trailer, and he thinks he's talking to Dewey on the phone, but come to find out that it is Ghostface. Ghostface was hiding in the trailer. He surprises Stephen from behind and stabs him in the back. Soon as this happens, Stephen doesn't go down. He actually pushes Ghostface and tries to fight him. You know, he's defending himself. But Ghostface pushes him up against the wall, and the knife goes further into his back. And then he falls down to the ground. And Ghostface picks up this frying pan that was in the sink and bashes him in the head a couple of times till he just stops moving. Doesn't kill him just yet. It's a few moments later that you see Stephen Stone walking towards Dewey and Gail and other cast members in the Stab movie, and they think he's okay, but he falls down dead with the knife still in his back. Stephen Stone, you fought, with the knife in your back, you still tried to defend yourself and fight Ghostface. Unfortunately, you were fooled again by the BS voice changer, since you thought you were talking to Dewey while you were in his trailer, so you didn't know you were in any danger. So again, because the victim of circumstance in the craziness that is this movie, you really can't see anything that Steven did stupid that led to his death. He tried to defend himself. He fought. He was just overpowered by Ghostface, which is just ridiculous. But that's not his fault. It's the script's fault. But Stephen Stone, Putty, deservedly so, a solid 3 nails in the coffin because you won TEF SOB in this movie, and I respect you for it. So Stephen Stone, not your fault. 3 nails in the coffin. A few moments later, we have our next death in Scream 3, and it is character Tom. He's currently with Jennifer, Angelina, Gail, and Dewey. They just recently saw Stephen Stone die, so they're all freaked out. And this time, instead of Ghostface calling them, he's sending faxes to the house stating, what's going to happen next, who's going to die next. They can't make up their mind. They're running in the house. They're running out of the house. Finally, they all run outside the house since they think they're in danger. But instead of all leaving to go get help, Tom wants to run back inside because they see another fax machine coming through. Now, before I continue, I know it's 2022. I was curious, do people still use faxes or send faxes? Yes, they do. Hey, Rose Bride. But anyways, Tom goes back into the house to go read this last fax instead of just leaving to go get help. So he goes in to read that fax. He can't read it because it's really dark in there. So instead of running back outside where there's moonlight, he decides to use a cigarette lighter to illuminate the fax so he can read it. Well, as soon as he does this, the fax says something about the house being filled with gas. And before he or anybody else can react, the house explodes and, he explodes with it. It was just dumb. He didn't have to go back inside to read that fax. They could have ran to go get help, ran to go get the cops, go get away. They already saw somebody die, but they want to make stupid decisions because of curiosity. So, yeah, for that reason alone, Tom easily 1 nail in the coffin because you didn't have to make those decisions. You didn't have to use a lighter to see. You couldn't run outside to go see. You didn't have to go back in the house. So, yeah, really, really dumb decision right there. So, definitely well-deserved one nail in the coffin for Tom being exploded. Now we're on to Angelina, and she dies at an hour and 22 minutes in. They're inside the set where they're filming Stab 3. Angelina wants to go by herself. She doesn't want to stay with Gail and Jennifer, even though Gail actually has a weapon on her. Angelina decides to go run off by herself, and she has this really awkward, funny run when she runs away. Well, this proves to be a really bad decision because as she's running away, she runs right into Ghostface, and Ghostface easily just stabs her to death. Why she, wanted to go split up when you're always better in numbers, especially when one of those people actually has a weapon on them. You thought you were smarter than that, trying to go run off and just save yourself. Well, obviously that was a dumb decision because you never split up in a horror movie, and she ran right into Ghostface and was stabbed to death. So when you make those dumb decisions, you're not going to get nailed. So Angelina, one nail in the coffin for splitting up, because you never split up in a horror movie. You always stick together. So Angelina, sorry, one nail in the coffin. Shortly thereafter, we have our next death, and it is character Tyson Fox, played by Dion Richmond. So Ghostface is still chasing Gail and Jennifer. Tyson sees this, and he immediately goes to attack Ghostface and fight him. Well, as he goes to tackle Ghostface stabs him in the gut and throws him down to the ground. Tyson's like, shit, I'm going to go get the cops. So he goes to run away to try and get help. Ghostface chases him down the hallway, pulls the rug out from under him and trips him, and he falls down hard. Next, we see Ghostface is fighting with Tyson, throws him against the wall a couple times, and then just throws him off the balcony to the ground below. Similar to the way that Ghostface had killed Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in Scream 2. I really can't blame Tyson for this. It's the fact that they overpowered Ghostface extremely in this movie. For that alone, Tyson, you showed bravery. You tried to fight him when you saw him. After you were stabbed, you went to go get help, which was probably a wise decision. And when you saw him, you did try and tackle him, even though, you wound up getting stabbed for it. And compared to the other kills in this movie, you were definitely one of the bravest victims. So Tyson, yeah, very deservedly, you're going to get 3 nails in the coffin for your death in Scream 3. Shortly after Ghostface dispatches with Tyson, he's on to our next death, and it is Jennifer, played by Parker Posey. Now, right now in the movie, they're in this large set, and it's a house with all these hidden passageways with two-way mirrors that they use for filming scenes for Stab 3. Parker Posey is in one of these hidden passageways. She's trying to run away from Ghostface. She's banging on walls and whatnot, trying to get it, trying to find a way out. And she comes upon all these two-way mirrors where, she can see through, but the people on the other side only see a mirror. She sees Dewey in one of these rooms, so she starts banging on the glass, screaming, trying to get his attention. Dewey kind of hears something. He sees the glass mirrors rattling a little bit, so he finally realizes something's going on, and he starts to shoot out the mirrors, aiming up high, which was actually, I'm glad they showed that as a smart thing to do. But right before he does this, Ghostface, comes upon Jennifer, and she really didn't defend herself. She's just kind of screaming at him, get away, please don't kill me, something like that. And I don't know if the passageway she was in, if it was a dead end or not. The way the shot was, you really couldn't tell. She was trying to get away, but then again, I don't really see anything too stupid other than, yelling at Ghostface, please don't kill me, which I can see a lot of people doing that once you're terrified and whatnot, and you could tell she was scared. But it was too little, too late, because Ghostface did stab her right when Dewey was shooting at the last mirror. She falls down to the ground dead. So Jennifer, down the middle, 2 nails in the coffin, because I really didn't have much to go on. Don't know if it was a dead end or not, but you were trying to get away. Yeah, I think I'll be fair and just go down the middle for you, Jennifer, and give you 2 nails in the coffin. We're at the climax of the movie, just about an hour and 40 minutes in, and our next death is John Milton, played by famed actor Lance Hendrickson. Where we are now in the movie, Ghostface has revealed his identity to Sydney, and it is her half-brother Roman, the director of Stab 3. he's doing all this exposition to Sidney, letting him know what his plan is. He pulls out John Milton, and he's gagged and has his hands tied behind his back. We didn't actually see how this happened, so I really can't. I'm not going to knock any points off for Lance Hendrickson because I didn't see how he was taken captive. There was not much he can do. His hands were tied behind his back. And before John can really do anything, Roman just slashes his throat and he falls down to the ground dead. I don't know what to go on here. I wasn't sure if I should give this a rating. But, we did see him die, but I didn't see how he was held captive. But continue on with the nonsensical plot of this movie, the way they overpowered Roman. So I'm not going to take any points for Lance Hendrickson's character and give him 3 nails in the coffin because let's face it, he's Bishop and he played Chains in another cool movie I love called Stone Cold. But yeah, it's Bishop and yeah, he's always going to get at least 3 nails in the coffin for me. Alrighty then. Here we are at the last kill in Scream 3, and it is Ghostface, otherwise known as Roman, who I hate. He's last to die. He's having a back and forth with Sidney. Sidney's holding a knife at him. He's got a gun, shoots her once in the stomach. She falls down. He's then standing over her and shoots her in the upper chest area. She rolls over. He's thinking that she's dead. Right after this happens, Ghostface hears Dewey and Gail coming, so he's trying to figure out what he's going to do next. He pulls out his phone, and before he can actually make a call, he gets a phone call from Sidney. This distracts him. Sidney pops up, stabs him in the back with this letter opener, and he falls down to the ground. And Sidney shows Roman that she is wearing a bulletproof vest. That's why, she wasn't hurt when he shot her. Right after Sidney shows him that she's wearing a bulletproof vest, they have some, quick little conversation back and forth, and she stabs him in the chest thinking that he's dead. So, just like every other Scream movie ends, we have Gail, Dewey, and Sidney talking, and Dewey's like, well, they always come back from one last attack at the very end. Well, of course this happens. Roman jumps up. Dewey shoots him 11 damn times in the chest.
Go, go, go!
And it's just the most ridiculous scene I've ever seen in a horror movie. And he just he's eating these shots like it's nothing, just keeps coming at him. And Dewey shoots him 11 times in the chest. Finally, Sidney's like, shoot him in the head. And Dewey takes one last shot, aims, puts a bullet right in his forehead, and he falls down dead. F you, Roman. You're getting 1 nail in the coffin. I hate the magic bulletproof vest. I hate that magical voice changer in this movie. It's just ridiculous. Totally nonsensical. I hate it. So, Roman, I hate you. 1 nail in the coffin for you, Roman. Sorry. Well, no, not sorry. I really don't like you. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my Nails in a Coffin ratings for Scream 3. I will be covering Scream 4, and that video will be out next Friday. I do appreciate you guys checking out this video. It does mean a lot to me. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button down below. And feel free to share this video out to anybody else who you think might enjoy it. It'd be really awesome, and I would very much appreciate that. If you have any comments, please let me know down below if you agree or disagree with any of my ratings, you have any questions, or you have some suggestions. I'd love to hear it. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I hope you all stay safe and stay healthy. Take care of yourselves, everybody. I'm your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. And remember that with great kills, there must also come great nails.